Insightful look. Caitlin Clark, Brittney Griner, and anti-hate in WNBA. WNBA star Brittney Griner found herself on the defensive after being accused of making statements that were reportedly not only derogatory, but also racially insensitive. It was believed that these statements were aimed at Caitlin Clark. At face value, such headlines reek of superficiality. The time spent investigating this and other like issues, however, certainly gives one pause for thought. Is this something worth highlighting and addressing, or is there something more profound at play here? Caitlin Clark has been praised for her exceptional skills on the court, even being credited with boosting interest in the WNBA. Many players preceded her. Nevertheless, Clark has managed to capture the spotlight. She has in the past acknowledged the pioneers before her, demonstrating humility, or at least what appears as such, for her well-deserved recognition. The debate over her deserved honor would only be the beginning for Clark. Since then, she has been under a microscope. The issues associated with her raise even more questions about whether these concerns are about character, the organization itself, or some other agenda. Regardless of where the root of the problem lies, it is alarming. Caitlin Clark under fire. Clark's talent isn't the sole reason she's remained in the spotlight. She's often been at the center of trending stories, some involving rivalries with other well-known players. These rivalries extend beyond the game and highlight important issues. In a recent incident on the court involving Clark and Reese, media reports indicated that Reese faced slurs. When questioned about the situation, Clark stated that she was unaware of these remarks. This incident may appear inconsequential, but it raises concerns when an individual is repeatedly associated with similar controversies. WNBA star Griner accused. It seems the dynamics have shifted, putting Clark in a vulnerable position. Reports indicate that WNBA player Griner may have targeted Clark with negative comments. After a foul, Griner allegedly directed a racially insensitive remark at Clark. BET News reported that Griner faced multiple falls during the June 15th game between the Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Fever. The sixth fall was particularly significant, as sources indicate that cameras allegedly caught Griner on the bench making remarks interpreted as F***King trash or F***King white girl. The ongoing recurrence of this issue has forced the WNBA to introduce policies and release statements to address it directly. This commitment is reflected in their No Space for Hate initiative this season. As KBTX notes, this comprehensive platform is designed to combat hate and promote respect across all WNBA environments, whether online or in arenas. The league is focusing on 4 key areas: enhancing technological tools to identify hateful comments online, increasing security measures for teams, arenas, and the league, strengthening mental health resources, and standing united against hate. Several WNBA teams have publicly supported policies opposing discriminatory behavior, with the Atlanta Dream being one such example. The organization has stated, "We stand strong with the entire WNBA against any form of discrimination, hate, or offensive behavior. There is no space for hate." The WNBA has also conducted investigations into related allegations in recent years, though many of these inquiries have concluded without corroborating evidence. Efforts continue to address this issue and promote sportsmanship among athletes. Clark versus Griner. Inconclusive reports on racial slurs. The case of Clark versus Griner remains unclear. Reports about whether Griner made controversial comments regarding Clark are conflicting. Griner has consistently refuted these allegations, emphasizing that such statements are inconsistent with her character. According to BET, Griner stated, "I would never say that. There's no place for that in our league. I wouldn't say that. I was mad about the call. I know it wasn't because I wouldn't use that type of language." Some who profess themselves to be expert lip readers stand on the fact that it does seem as if Griner does make these derogatory statements. Balancing focus. At this point, it is more crucial to consider the increasing prevalence of these behaviors and what they indicate about progress within the league than to highlight the outcome of the investigation. The focus of the WNBA at this point should be on the enhancement of skills, player development, and the elevation of gameplay in the WNBA. The matter of uncivil discourse has become a significant topic of discussion, often overshadowing what should be more relevant considerations. It prompts reflection on whether the continued attention to this issue is intended to underscore distinctions in professionalism between the NBA and WNBA. Is the agenda to make an example of the conduct of the players within the WNBA when it comes to such issues? Additionally, the escalation of discriminatory conduct may warrant a more resolute response, potentially including stricter consequences. The presence of a problem is indisputable. Why character matters: restoring the principles of sportsmanship. It seems that the issue is associated with individual character traits, which are not subject to direct regulation or enforcement. Behavior can be managed to some extent, but instilling positive character and mutual respect cannot be mandated. This situation reflects a shift away from the foundational principles traditionally promoted in youth and junior organized sports, principles focused on developing athletes who exemplify sportsmanship and integrity. Such values have long been central objectives for many pre-professional organizations preparing athletes for higher levels of competition. Breathing one last rant. The observed increase in unsatisfactory and inappropriate conduct highlights the necessity for fundamental reform within these systems. These considerations are pertinent when evaluating recent discussions involving Brittney Griner and Caitlin Clark and the broader challenges posed by discriminatory behaviors in sports.